Hello, brothers. Let me ask you something. Are you sure she's just being friendly? Or is she actually flirting with you? Most men can't tell. They see a glance, a touch, and think, probably just a coincidence. Wrong. Women rarely do anything by accident with someone they're interested in. And you know what's the most unfortunate part? The opportunity is right there, but you miss it. You react the wrong way. You lose points. You don't react at all. You lose her completely. Here's the truth. Women don't flirt with words, they flirt with eyes, with distance, with energy, and with subtle touches. If you don't learn how to read those signals, you'll always be reacting, never leading. In this video, I'll show you 7 science-backed signs that she's trying to seduce you without saying a word. And once you recognize them early, you take control. So let's begin, before you miss your next chance. Again, 1. Her gaze lingers longer than it needs to. If she looks at you for more than 3 seconds, that's not by accident. Women don't hold eye contact that long, unless they feel something. But here's the problem. Most men miss it. They see the look, get a little nervous, look away, and just like that, they lose the moment. You think an eye contact is just an eye contact? It's not. It's the first test, an unspoken invitation, a primal signal. Harvard researchers found when 2 people lock eyes for over 2.7 seconds, the brain releases dopamine, the chemical of pleasure, of emotional connection. That's why. One deep glance at the right time can stay in your mind all day. And women, they know it. Some even use it on purpose. You've felt it, haven't you? You catch her looking, but she doesn't turn away. She holds the gaze just long enough to make you wonder. Then she smiles, software, subtle, and looks away. But you're still there, because your mind is still locked on that moment. That's how it begins. A woman doesn't look deep into your eyes unless she's signaling you. She wants your attention. She's testing your presence. So what do? Don't rush, don't flinch, and don't ruin it with a nervous laugh. Hold the gaze. Stay grounded. Say nothing. Just be there, like a man who owns his energy. If you can do that, you pass the first test, and she'll send more signals. Remember, women don't fall for logic. They respond to emotion and eye contact. That's how they trigger your emotions, and watch what you do next. Once that signal is sent, the next ones come faster. Hair twirling, lip biting, bare wrists, shown just right. These aren't random. They're tools, they're invitations, and they lead us to part 2. 2, she plays with her hair, lips, and wrists. If she's twirling her hair when she talks to you, that's not a habit. If she bites her lip, then glances away, that's not accidental. If she subtly rolls her sleeve, showing a bit of skin while you're watching, that's not random. Women don't act unaware in front of men who stir something in them. Every move has purpose, and if you miss the signal, you're out before the game begins. Psychologists call it preening behavior. According to Dr. Monica Moore at Webster University, women show these signs twice as often when they're near someone they find attractive. They may not realize they're doing it, but their body does. Hair, lips, wrists, 3 soft spots, 3 visual magnets. When she accidentally shows them, she's lighting up your instincts, not to pull you in, but to see if you can stay composed. Because if you lose control, you lose presence. But if you stay calm, you keep the lead. You've seen it. She's talking, twirling her hair. Her eyes drift to yours. A pause, she bites her lip. You smirk. She looks at you for a second longer, then turns away. Now you're standing there, heart racing, mind spinning. That was a test, and you were chosen. But don't confuse it. It doesn't mean she's all in. This is just the start of the pull, and the pull only works if you don't lean in too fast. A disciplined man observes, but doesn't react right away, because the most attractive man isn't the one chasing. It's the one making her wonder, what is he thinking? And if she senses you're not easily shaken, she'll raise the stakes. She'll trigger your competitive edge. She'll make you wonder, Am I the only one she's doing this with? That's where we shift from signs to strategy, and that is part 3. 3. She triggers a sense of competition. She's not just flirting with you, she's making you compete without saying a word. Have you ever been in this situation? She mentions a male friend or says, "Yeah, someone's been hitting on me, but I'm not sure yet." Or worse, "We're just friends, but I think someone's getting the wrong idea." Then she looks at you, not waiting for an answer, but watching to see how you react. That's not random, that's strategy, a subtle trigger of competition driven by instinct. According to Robert Cialdini, author of Influence, we value things more when others want them. Women apply this psychology far more often than you think. She makes you feel like someone else might be in the picture. No threats, no drama, just a few casual lines that send your mind spiraling. Am I the only one? Who else is she thinking about? And suddenly, you change. You want to prove something. You want to take the lead. But that's the trap. That's when you lose control. She's not looking for a winner. She's looking for a reaction. The weak man will react. The disciplined man won't let emotions run the show. She's not testing you with words. She's testing your psychology. So if you feel the need to prove something, pause. Because the moment you try to prove, you've already lost. Here's the principle to remember. If you react, you lose. If you stay calm, you stay in control. That's Stoicism. Don't play a game you didn't agree to join. No jealousy, no rushing, no emotional swings, just awareness and your terms. And when she sees you're not shaken, not jealous, not needy, not trying to possess her, that's when you stand out. You become the one who's hard to read, hard to reach, hard to replace. And now she shifts to the next phase, creating space for you to step in. Not a direct invitation, but just enough for you to feel the doors open. And that's where part 4 begins. 4. She creates personal space for you to approach. If you miss this moment, you'll leave the game not even knowing you were invited. Women rarely make a direct move, but they're masters at opening doors quietly. Have you seen this? You're standing in a group. She shifts slightly to the side. A space opens. Not a word is said, but suddenly, you're standing next to her. That's no accident. That's a silent invitation. If you're not tuned in, you'll miss it. In behavioral psychology, it's called a nonverbal invitation. According to Dr. Edward T. Hall's theory of proxemics, when someone reduces personal space with someone they don't see as a threat, it signals openness. Remember this, distance is the subtlest invitation, but it's not for the impulsive. She won't say, "Come here." She'll just open a gap, glance your way, hold just enough silence. The rest is up to you. Most men get it wrong. Either they don't see it and miss their shot, or they jump in too fast and lose their edge. The aware man moves with intention. He doesn't ask. He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He simply exists, as if he belongs in that space. A stoic man doesn't need loud signals to sense an open door. And he never rushes. He chooses the moment, instead of letting the moment choose him. And when you respond the right way to that open space, she escalates again. Now it's no longer about distance. It's about touch. A light tap on your arm, a subtle lean on your shoulder, a soft accidental brush as you talk or laugh. She's not being clumsy. She's watching to see how you handle it. And that is where the game shifts from subtle cues to real connection. 5. She initiates light touches, but nothing about it is accidental. You think that shoulder tap was random? You're already being led, and you don't even know it. A soft pat when she laughs, a brush on your arm as she says, "Don't be silly," or that accidental hand contact, right as you reach for something. Sound familiar? Nothing's random when she's testing you. She knows sensation hits deeper than words. According to the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, 2009, touch during conversation can increase emotional connection by up to 70%. She didn't learn that from books. She just knows, and she uses it. She doesn't need to say, "I like you." She just needs to touch you once, and watch your eyes. If you react, you lose frame. If you hold steady, you become the challenge. Picture this. She laughs, places her hand on your shoulder. 1 second, 2 seconds. You pause. You feel the moment rising, but you don't flinch. You don't pull away. You don't touch back. You just hold the space, centered, calm, like you've been there before. That's what rattles her. She can't read you. She can't pin you down. So she tries again and again. These touches aren't just for connection. They trigger memory. They awaken instinct. Because we don't remember words. We remember feelings. And if you stay grounded through it all, she shifts from physical tests to psychological ones. A song made me think of you. A random photo. Doesn't this place look like you? One deep line, then silence. No reply. That's part 6. When she leaves the room, but takes up space in your mind. 6. She makes you think about her. Even when she's gone, you open your phone, no message. Still you scroll back. That song she sent? You're listening to it for the 3rd time today. You think that's emotion? It's not. It's post-emotional residue, programmed into you. She doesn't need to say a word. She doesn't need to show up. She just plants a moment, then disappears. And now, she lives in your head. You think you miss her? Wrong. You're being played. She sends a track. This song reminds me of you. A photo. This spot looks like you. A deep quote, then vanishes. No reply, no closure. This isn't flirting. It's strategy. It's access to your mental control panel. Here's what you need to understand. You're not fighting her. You're fighting your imagination. Dr. Helen Fisher, Rutgers University. When you think about someone repeatedly, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to addiction. She knows. She may not study it, but her instincts are dialed in. A woman doesn't need to be loud. She doesn't need to be stunning. She just needs to plant an image and vanish. And what do emotionally fragile men do? Check her story, wait for her message, replay her words, ask themselves, is she thinking about me? The more you think, the more she owns. You've lost freedom, not to her hand, but to your thoughts. Now ask, what does a Stoic man do? He doesn't react to memory. He doesn't chase illusions. He knows if a thought enters my mind uninvited, it doesn't get to stay. He watches the emotional wave, lets it pass. No clinging, no spiraling, no story. And when you don't react like the rest, she notices. She sees you're not like the others. You're not rattled. You're not reaching. You're rare. And now, she shifts again. No more. I miss you. No more. This song is so you. Now she upgrades to a tactic that makes you feel chosen, but never fully certain. That's part 7. And it's where most men fall if they don't stay centered. 7. She makes you feel special, but never truly yours. She makes you feel like you're the only one, but acts like you're just one of many options. Ever seen this type? She calls you different, tells you, I've never opened up like this with anyone before. Looks at you in a way that makes you think, there's definitely something here. Then one day, you text her. She leaves you on read. You send her a song. No reply. 3 days later, she pops back up, acting like nothing ever happened. And suddenly you're stuck in a loop. Close, then distant. Close, then cold. And now you start doubting yourself. Let's be real for a second. She's not testing you with words. She's testing you with emotional distance. According to Psychological Science, 2010, we are more attracted to those who make us uncertain about how they feel. She doesn't pull away because she's scared. She pulls away to see what you'll do when you're no longer the center. And most men react the wrong way. They text more. They try harder to be funny. They scramble to prove their worth. They chase. But here's the trap. They believe that feeling special means there's a genuine connection. The truth? You don't need to prove your worth to someone who's unsure about yours. A Stoic man doesn't react emotionally. He doesn't get shaken by distance. He doesn't beg to keep the special feeling alive, because he knows if someone makes you doubt yourself, that's not connection, that's a test. And he has a choice: to stay with peace or to walk away with freedom. No drama, no regrets, no resentment, just a simple decision. Hold your frame or leave, but never lose yourself. And that is when she realizes this isn't the kind of man she can hook with emotional games. You don't need to do more. You just need to not overreact. Don't fold when she pulls away. Don't lose your center when she calls you special. Because you know this. If I'm truly special, I won't need to be told. I'll feel it through her actions. You've just walked through 7 subtle signs women use to seduce. Delicately, slowly, sometimes so gracefully, you don't even realize it's happening. From that lingering gaze, to the casual touch, to the calculated silence, and finally, the way she makes you feel like you're special without ever being sure she's truly yours. Every one of them is a test, not to make you react, but to see if you have the discipline not to react like the rest. And here's the most important part. You don't need to control women. You only need to control yourself. The man who is truly magnetic isn't the one who knows how to read signals. It's the man who isn't moved by signals. He doesn't rush to prove himself. He doesn't pretend to be alpha. He doesn't chase the feeling of being chosen. And he's not afraid of being left behind. Because he understands this. True freedom doesn't come from being liked. It comes from not needing to be liked, to live in alignment with who you truly are. And women sense that. They notice the stillness, a masculinity that doesn't flex, but carries weight. And that's what makes you irreplaceable. Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about knowing when to let emotion pass and when to stand your ground. No one can control you unless you let them. So here's the summary. Observe, but don't overreact. Enjoy, but don't cling. Connect, but never lose yourself. Because in the end, the man women chase is the one who doesn't need to be chased to feel worthy. He is already enough from within. If you found value in what you just heard, like the video, not to support me, but to help the algorithm deliver this message to more men who need it. Leave one comment, just one thing you've learned from the 7-part series. No spam, just truth. And if you want to keep building your self-control, your presence, and your stoic mindset in a modern world, subscribe to the channel. I don't teach you how to become a man. I remind you that you already are one. Your job is to stop forgetting it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.